Welcome to Coffee and Pizza. I hope you can enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and thank you to another episode of this awesome and incredible podcast of Coffee and Pizza. And today we have someone I was looking for because I am very interested about artificial intelligence, and I was looking for some profile with have the expertise and knowledge. And I found the incredible Hossein, who is with us today. I'm going to explain and share with us a little bit the experience about artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, everything together. And we have the pleasure of today to have the king of the kings, Hossein Zafari. Thank you very much for coming, man.
Thank you so much, dear Alberto. And it's my pleasure to be here with you and your lovely audiences.
No problem, man. It's my pleasure, believe me. But you know, I will be ready to talk with you about artificial intelligence and everything. But the first I like to do here in the podcast is know about you. And the first question I do for the guests is like, from where are you from?
I am Persian. I am from Iran. And I born in a traditional parent with my sister a bit younger than me, but we have a common things together because both of us studied in computer engineering, and both of us are computer engineer. But I am working in a different field, and she's working in other fields.
Wow, interesting. And you know, from the first question I have in my mind, you know, is like you are not younger. I can see you are a senior person. Then how was when you was younger there? Like, I mean, like, because I know Iran today is a very advanced country. Many people don't know, but Iran today, if you go and you check in Google Maps, you're gonna. Because most of the people believe Iran is the village, but Iran today is a very modern country and very, very nice. But how was there when you was younger? You know, because now I understand it's totally different. But when you was younger, how was your country? For you, at least.
Actually, when I was younger, my country was really better. Actually, because of the also culture, also political issues that currently we have, and the people moods, the society, all of them was really better. When I was younger, I had lots of friends, and we used to go out and fresh ourselves to get relaxed, go to the restaurants. But unfortunately, there were no any bar or club there. So, but the main habits and the main entertainment for the people in Iran, especially the younger people, is going out with their car and just listen to the music, going to the restaurant, going to the a swimming pool, something like this. At that time, really. I was so lucky that I had lots of good friends, and really I experienced a good a young generation or young era of myself. And after that, if I want to compare Iran from when I was younger up to now, I'm really, when I was younger, Iran was a better place live, but finally it's my home country. At the end, I love Iran.
Yeah, we can say maybe from my perspective as a foreigner, maybe before had better values for the people, maybe, right? That sounds.
Yeah, exactly. Better values for the people, and because in Iran we have everything.
Mm-hmm.
And really, Iran is a pure country with lots of resources, lots of energy, and you know, absolutely, you know that Iran has a pure culture and a great culture because it's one of the most oldest countries in the world.
Mhm. And here we are not talking about politics, and we are talking about your experience as a human from your point
Yeah,
of view. It's like we are not
exactly.
talking about who is better than another. It's like your perspective, you know. And I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
that's important. Why I want to bring you here, because for me it's important also your perspective, you know. And you, but if we are going back a little bit, how was the schools there? Because I was talking with my other guests because many people have the idea about maybe Iran the people don't go to the school or when you was younger or because or you have schools and everything there in your country because most of the people believe I told you Iran is a village.
No, no, no. Really, it's not correct. It's not Iran. Is not the village. Iran is one of the modern countries. I think
Mhm.
even modern than many of the European countries.
Mhm.
If you go to Tehran, you will see lots of skyscrapers. You will see lots of modern building, modern streets, and you will not think even it's a village. Okay,
Yes.
but when I was in Iran, actually in Iran there are lots of schools, the
Mhm.
the public and private ones, and the schools are very high end with high end technologies, with lots of very good teachers. And the education in Iran is one of the most important factors that all the parents focus. And it's very important for the fathers and mothers that send their child to the best schools. And
Mhm.
in every city in Iran, always there are lots of fantastic schools and
Mhm.
perfect schools with the high level of the education. And if we want to go out from the school and think about the university, college, or other institutions, educational background of Iran, actually, Iran has lots of good universities and also good professors in all the fields, especially in information technology,
Mhm.
and cybersecurity. And I don't think Iran is a village.
Mhm. And that's a good point. And also, I want to say something, you know, because um, you say for your country is very important the knowledge and the teachers and everything. And
Exactly.
if I check a little bit the profiles, and I believe Iran is a Muslim country, right?
Sorry?
Iran is a Muslim country, right?
Yeah, it's a Muslim
Yeah,
country.
that's something very common in most of the Muslim countries I am seeing. Because if I go to Egypt, for example, or I go to Morocco, I go to some places of the world, you can see very high educated people from Muslim countries, and that's I believe is like something you explained, right? It's very important for the people have a good education and this traditional. This traditional
Exactly.
way of the life, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Mm. That's something I was for my experience because I was living in some Muslim country. I was living in Malaysia, is Muslim, and also in Indonesia is Muslim also, and I consider the people high education, you know, and
Yeah.
that's very interesting point of view, and maybe that's why I also don't have parties.
Yeah. But I want to mention something that yes, Iran is a Islamic country, and the complete name is Islamic Republic of Iran. But at the end, there are other religions in Iran. It's a nature of the Iran that it's the Islamic Republic, but at the end, people have their own mindset, have their own ideas, and have their own religions.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you. I believe not have any bad religion. Because if you check all the religions, in most of
yeah,
the religions is talking about love and talking about respect. And
exactly.
it's the people who did the things, not the
Yeah,
religion.
exactly.
And Coming back to that point, and also I believe it's very interesting. You was talking about the education in Iran is so high educated. Then, from your perspective, like, what is the way to study if you are living in Iran? Is same in Europe, or you follow another line? The beginning, you go to the school, or you go to the bachelor, or you have degrees, or how it's going?
Yeah, actually, in Iran, you need to first to go to the elementary school. And when I was younger, actually, it was the educational system of and structure of the Iran was like this, that we had 5 level of the elementary, then we went to the 3 level of the intermediate school, and then 3 level of the and then 4 level of the high school. And after 12 years of study, we was able to go to the university and register for the university. But at that time, one of the most concerns for me and for the generation at that time, like me, was something called the concours in Iran. It was the concours is a Persian word, and it means the entrance exam to the university. It's kind of entrance exam, and it's a common exam for all Iran. And at the same day, in all Iran, the people who want to go and enter to the university register for this exam and take their exam at the same day and date, and at the same time. And then after, I think, 2 months, if I am not mistaken, they will get their results that they accepted for the universities, which university, which major or field, which city, or they are not accepted.
In Spain, we have something similar also, and I believe in United States, we have also similar. And okay, then we move one. Then something you told me, for me, it's very strange. When someone works in cybersecurity and say to me, I have many friends, that's very weird, because when we was younger, like, we are very geeky people. We are most of the time nerds and stay at home. And how you did that? Can you explain me what is your trick? Maybe it can help to someone to have more friends.
For cybersecurity?
Yeah, because most of the people in cybersecurity don't have friends. That's why we end working in cyber.
Actually, yes, of course. When I was younger, I had lots of friends, but after a while, I lost my friends. I spent more time for study in information technology, in Microsoft courses, Cisco, I don't know, for cybersecurity. And most of the time, I was working in my lab at home in ethical hacking and offensive security, something like this. And after that, when I heard that something arise called artificial intelligence, really I was so interested on this. And I thought that maybe artificial intelligence is one thing that I can combine mathematics, I can combine my programming language skills, I can combine cybersecurity with all of them together to reach this artificial intelligence. But totally, yes, when totally in information technology, when you study or working, you will not have more friends.
Just I agree with you. And then you start to study in the university in your country, right? What career do you study?
Actually, I started in my country for a bachelor degree of the computer software engineering. And then when I graduated, I worked for 4 or 5 years. I cannot remember exactly. But after 4 or 5 years, I went to my first master degree again in Iran. And after that, after 10 years of working experience, I moved with my wife to United Kingdom, and I studied in my second master that was artificial intelligence.
Wow. But the question I believe can be very interesting for many people because after that we will move to your study part because I believe you are a very well-formed person. But I am very interested about when you discover cybersecurity. You know, how old are you when you discover your you believe like I want to work in cybersecurity?
Actually, when I was, I think 22 or 23, some of my friends came to me and told me that, Hossein, there is a course called Security Plus. At that time, I was the lover of the Microsoft, and I was working with Active Directory. I love to work with Microsoft Exchange, System Set, and so on. But one of my friends came to me and told me, I was saying, there is a course called Security Plus and CA, Certified Ethical Hacking by ET Council. And it's very, very, very interesting. Come with me and to participate in this course. At the first glance and at the first look, I thought that, oh, okay, I am not interested on. But he forced me to go to this course with him. And maybe it was the first start of my love to the cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. At that time, I didn't know that maybe this change will change and make the revolution in my life, and will change my mindset, will change my love and interest. I didn't know that, but after a while, I saw that wow, it's fantastic. How much security is interesting. How much security is awesome, how much security is lovely, and when you can secure communication, or when you can know the basic of the cyber security, how much it will help you to analyze the problems in the networks and in the security environment.
And also very interesting, you said you will start, when you talk about Security Plus, I understand maybe you talk about CompTIA Security Plus, right?
Yeah, CompTIA, yeah, exactly. CompTIA Security Plus.
When we are going to CompTIA Security Plus and the other certifications we are talking about is certification very theoretical, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting you start in cybersecurity in the theoretical place, because most of the hackers, in my case, for example, first of all, I start to broken things, you know, more practical stuff, and it's very weird you started in that point. What's bringing you there? I mean, like, why do you like that approach? Because for me, for example, it's the boring part.
yeah, because it's a theory. But when I was 22, exactly at that time, I was graduated from my bachelor degree from the first university, a first degree. My first work experience for me was the most difficult work experience up to now. At that time, I didn't find any job in capital, in Tehran, and I had to go to Azad Airport in south of Iran, one harbor and one port that was the main area for producing oil, Iran. And there were nothing there. The weather was very hot. The humidity was around 90%. And the degree of the weather was around 60 degree plus, something like this. There, after I graduated from the university and after I passed the certification of the Security Plus, and when I learned something about the cybersecurity basics, really in Azad Airport, it helped me a lot because at that time they needed one security junior expert, okay, for example, for training the users, for transferring the knowledge of the cybersecurity basics of the cybersecurity for users, for participating in some projects as a junior level, helping the administrator, helping the senior experts in the tasks and the project. For the first 6 months, I didn't receive any salary. For the first 6 months, just I went there to learn from the senior managers, learn from the senior experts. It was very hard for me because at that time I didn't have enough money. And it was so difficult for me. I didn't have enough money to buy food. I didn't have enough money to return back to capital to Tehran and see my parents.
Wow.
Okay. Sometimes my phone was cut because of I didn't have any money to pay my bills. So I loved cybersecurity and I tried for this. I left everything. I went for a job in my first work experience without any salary and benefit for the first 6 months just to learn. And it was my first step to the cybersecurity, because for the 1.5 years that I was working there, really I learned lots of things in practice. Because as you mentioned, if you want to go through the cybersecurity or any sciences or any knowledge just as a theoretical, it will not work. You need to practice, work, and work.
Totally agree with you. And that's fair, but this is totally agree with you, But also, I believe that I have the certification of CompTIA Plus. I did like a few months ago. And so, I believe it's interesting because give you the very interesting theoretical stuff. But you know how many people I see working as a CISO or working in cybersecurity only with theoretical certifications? If you never practice, you never understand what they are doing.
Exactly.
Because someone can explain you what is a CS, what is XSS, what is a privilege escalation. But if you never do, it's very, at least for me, it's very difficult to understand the concept. I don't know if you have the same feeling.
Yeah, I have the same feeling, exactly. Because theoretical, after a while, will remove from your mind. But if you practice, everything will remain in your mind. And even after 50 years, still you will remember that how you should do that.
Yeah, we can say maybe it's like a ride bicycle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Ride bicycle. For example, if I teach someone, okay, please put your legs on the a step of the bicycle and try to move the bicycles. If it's verbally and without any practice, no one will learn. But if you learn, yeah.
I sorry, Hussein, for interrupt you, but I always do the same idea for everyone. It's the same if I give you the instruction of IKEA furniture and explain you the IKEA furniture, and I do exam about how you can mount the IKEA furniture only in theoretical. That doesn't mean you know how to mount.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's something, I come from the engineering part, and I know many people don't know how to do the things, and I believe it's important, theoretical, and I invite everyone want to start in, or maybe it's working in CSO and high position in cybersecurity. I never did this, Today have incredible places for practice and start to understand the concept, because if you like it, because same you, we love cybersecurity. I believe practice is very important, and I believe your advice is very, very interesting for everyone, And
exactly.
We can move back, or we can move back a little bit, and we can start to when you was studying, when you was working there in the middle of nowhere. How was your experience there after that? How you moved to work in another place, or how do you start to make money? Because everyone needs money.
Yeah. Actually, after the first 6 months, one day my boss called me to go to his room. When I went, after some discussion, he told me that, okay, Hussein, it was very valuable for us that you worked for us just to learn, but it's the time that we think you need to get the salary. After 6 months, I started to get the salary, and the first 6 months really was a nightmare for me. And after 1.5 years working there, I learned lots of things, Alberto. Except the practice in cybersecurity, I learned how I can work under high pressure, how I can work with the people with different mindset, how I can work with the people with the different languages, and it was a very, very good experience for me.
Because sorry for the question, but how old are you, Hossein, today?
35.
You are 35?
Yeah.
I am older than you. I am 41. Then, okay, moving forward to that experience, then you come back to work in Tehran, the next job, or you continue working there in the middle of nowhere?
No, after 1.5 years, I came back to Tehran. I started my work in a very good company as the gold partner of the Kaspersky. And I started as a network security analyst. I was responsible for initiating and designing some network security infrastructure for small companies and medium companies, not enterprise ones, and working with the different firewalls and working with some security tools. At that time, it was a great experience for me because really it was a company that always the foreigners was coming there. And it was because it was, Kaspersky. Of course, Kaspersky.
Yeah, of course. And
yeah,
the big guy, Kaspersky.
Yeah. And after 4 years, I found a job by help of one of my friends in Nestle Iran. Yeah,
Where?
and I moved to Nestle Iran.
Nestle Iran.
I know. Iran, yes, in Tehran, in the head office. And I started my job as a IT professional services. And to work with the Microsoft services, with network infrastructure, passive and active infrastructure. And in 5 years, when I worked there, it was a very, very great experience for me because I learned lots of things from my managers, from the, and you cannot believe me that my best friends, I got them from there. Yeah, my best friends was my colleagues there in Nestle Iran, and still we are in touch. We together. They are in Iran, but I'm in Barcelona, but still we are in touch.
I can understand you because if you spend 8 hours with someone, or you are friends, or you're gonna kill the other.
Exactly. Actually, this experience working in Nestle Iran, sometimes I was happy, sometimes I was unhappy, but it's the nature of the work. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down, sometimes you do a project in a very good manner, sometimes you cannot do that project in a good manner. And it's based on the situations, colleagues that we work, the request that you receive from your manager, how much it makes sense to do something like this. But totally, it was a great experience. After that, I moved. I tried a lot when I was younger to exit from Iran and emigrate to other countries in Europe, or Australia or Canada or United States. And I was not successful. But after I got married, and we moved together to United Kingdom for a study. Actually, it was a big success for us.
because there I want to make you two questions, and the first one is like a big after your explanation, because I believe it's very good points, and one of those is when we are you was talking about Nestle and everything, and we are saying like it's not it's important the practical stuff, but also the theoretical stuff is very important, because when you was working in Nestle for the architecture, construction, and everything, you need this knowledge about the theoretical stuff, because many times you need to understand. Yeah, there is, I believe it's where it's useful. CompTIA Security Plus and CHAs and everything, other certification, and also your masters, because you did your master already at the moment before to move to UK, right?
Yeah.
And the master was the first master. Do you have?
The first master was computer software engineering.
Because you are a good developer then.
Yes, I have fluent in programming language.
What language do you like to program?
Actually, mostly I used Python and sometimes C++.
But that's all the school, C++. Okay, then and the other thing I want to discuss with you, because maybe when the people believe in Iran, I was checking the job salaries there before to have the conversation with you, because I want to know a little bit of the country. I was surprised, the salaries in Iran is very high, or it's my opinion, because I was thinking maybe in Iran the people makes like 300 or 400 euros a month, but it's not like that, right? Or I am wrong?
Actually, no, it's not right. Actually, yes, when you see the numbers and the amount of the salary, at the first glance, you think that it's a high salary, but actually, because of the recession in the economy in Iran and the economical issues and problems that Iran had, the exchange rate of the Iran is lower than other countries. Okay, so for example, if you want to change the Iran reals to US dollar, okay, you need to spend lots of money for $100. Okay, so, and with the salary of Iran, you cannot buy or you cannot have what you want and what you like, because everything is expensive. If you see the salary is a good and high amount, but in other side also purchasing and the buying foods, buying cars, buying homes, buying, I don't know, clothes, buying some other materials will be so higher than the amount that you receive as a salary.
You mean like you don't have the possibility for saving, right? Because
exactly. You don't have possibility for saving, and really it's not too much money.
I understand. Then okay, you move to UK to start your second master there, and when you move to UK, you have a job at the moment, or you move like to the adventure with your wife?
Actually, when I moved to the UK, I resigned from Nestle Iran in Iran, and I moved to the UK as a student. At that time, I didn't have a job, but after 1 month, I arrived to UK on January 2023.
And that's few months ago, or few years ago.
January 2023, and my course was for 1 year. And when I arrived, I didn't have any job. But after 1 month in February, I got my first job as a teacher in a school. And as a teacher in a school for mathematics, and sometimes teacher assistants in some other sciences like physics, because I was so smart and heavy in mathematics and physics, so it helped me a lot to get this job, but as a part-time job, and it was not like a full-time job with a good salary, but at least I was able to cover some gaps and some basic needs in England.
But at the same time, you was studying your master, right?
Sorry?
you was studying at the same time you was working like the first month. At the same time you was
And
doing you was doing your master, right?
yeah, and I started my master. I want to tell you something that really changed my life in United Kingdom. I didn't apply for artificial intelligence at first.
Mm.
I applied for Master of Computing.
Mm-hmm.
I went there, and there was a professor there from my country,
Mm-hmm.
from Iran, an Iranian professor in the Sheffield University. And he talked to me and he asked me some questions. We had we had 2 or 3 interviews. We together the technical interviews and sometimes as a friendly gap. And one day he told me why you are here, why you come to England. And I said, okay, I want to study in a good university, then find a better job with a better salary and create my life here and make my life here. But he said that it's not a right major or field for you to study in Master of Computing. And it's better based on what you have as a skill. It's better to change your major to artificial intelligence. Are you okay? At the first glance, it was so scary for me, because it was artificial intelligence. It was not easy to do. You need to know lots of things to be successful in artificial intelligence. You should have you should be very, very smart in mathematics. You should know the physics well. You should know how to solve problems in the fastest manners and the fastest ways. And just because artificial intelligence is just not like a degree to get. When you get it, you need to work in it. So I told to my professor that, okay, just give me 48 hours, 2 days to think about it, because it's not an easy job to do and it's scary for me. But after 2 days, I decided to accept, to change my major to the artificial intelligence. And it's really changed my life, Alberto, because after I changed my major, I found it very, very interesting. I found it very, very lovely with everything that I've been loved in up to now. Okay, so it has mathematics, it has programming languages, it has neural networks, deep learning, I don't know, thinking about solving the problems using the artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision. And no, I'm so happy that I listened to my professor to change my major to artificial intelligence, because know that I am talking to you, I feel I'm very, very successful in my field.
Because that's very interesting point of view, and I really like it. I appreciate so much you introduced that part, because that's one of the fields I want to discuss with you, But I want to come back a little bit, and we start to talking about deeply about artificial intelligence, because something we were saying before to start to record that is like many people believe artificial intelligence is ChatGPT, but it's not only like that. We have more stuff we find. But then you finish you end your study in UK, and then you moved to Barcelona, right?
Yeah. And I moved to Barcelona since October 2023.
But you got the job online, or how do you do it? Because it's your life now, it's very, very moving, because you move from
I started my study in UK on January 2024, and I had to stay in UK up to January 2024, from January 2023 up to January 2024. But on September, I got the job offer of Nestle, and I passed all my courses, and I passed all my lessons in artificial intelligence. and just my final thesis was remained. I talked with the university and I talked with my professors and the course leader that I have this job offer. If it's possible, I can I do my final thesis online, because there were no any more lessons or classes to attend, and just it was a project, the final project to do and submit it online on the website of the university for getting your score, and they accepted. Then I left UK on 24th September, and I started my job in Nestle in Barcelona in 2nd of October.
And how was the language for you? Because you don't speak Spanish, right?
No. I didn't never speak Spanish, but it was interesting. Me and my wife just started to learn Spanish, and it's very important for us to learn this lovely language as soon as possible. But the problem is in Barcelona, not the problem, but the story is in Barcelona, there is two languages, Catalan and Spanish. Some people speak Catalan, but all of them are able to speak Spanish. But we just started to learn Spanish, and I hope by next year we have a good success and good improvement in learning Spanish.
Wow, that's sick, because Spanish language is very, very complicated.
Complicated.
Maybe many people, or maybe the people don't know, because this podcast is very new. I am from Barcelona. I can speak Spanish and Catalan. And my girlfriend, she is from Finland, and she speaks Finnish, and she speaks Spanish very well. She learned it in 2 years. But that's so complicated. Then so complicated. Then you need to push you harder. Maybe you need to create or develop a neural network to help you to study faster. Okay. Then something I was thinking, and I believe it can be very interesting to talk with you, and that's one of the reasons of I bring you here. It's like, first of all, because I want to know about your story, because I believe it can be very motivational for many people from Iran or from another countries want to move. And if you push hard and you study hard like you, because I believe like these years, you told me like 6 months, no money, nothing, and I believe when you was in OK, like you have the a little bit amount of money for stay living in your day by day, because it's hard for you. The last guest we got, he also is living in UK, and he's playing me to me. He make money doing book bounty, because he find bugs in the website, and he make money with this. And maybe also for some people can be a good starting point. But something I want to talk with you is like, okay, we understand artificial intelligence, and many people believe, okay, we know ChatGPT and this thing, but can you explain to the people in a few words what is artificial intelligence?
If I want to summarize artificial intelligence and explain it in some few words, artificial intelligence is a combination of the human brains, virtual brains, and mathematics for predicting the future, for doing something that humans are so slow to do that, or to decrease the human errors. One of the main factors of the artificial intelligence.
Because one of the things is like that people have the confusion of programming and artificial intelligence, because many people believe artificial intelligence is a amount of if or else if, but artificial intelligence talk about the predictive language, no? And can
but and also artificial intelligence is not just programming language. If you know programming language, if you are the best developer in the world, it's not mean that you can be successful in artificial intelligence, because for artificial intelligence, you need to be a problem solver, solving the problems in the fastest ways. And you need to think Sometimes to think like a robot, sometimes to think like other humans, sometimes to think like a computer, sometimes to think like a machine, and you need to think like all the things in the world to be successful in the artificial intelligence. Because in artificial intelligence, we have robotics, we have smart boards, we have predictive items that you talked about, and also if we have a high-end mathematics and the matrices to solve the real issues that the human cannot solve them, and it's very important.
Also, I was checking a few days ago. It's for predicting cancer. It's very, very accurate, the last models, and I believe that that's very interesting. And if we check what happened with the artificial intelligence in the last 2 years or 3 years, I believe it's incredible, the evolution, right?
Yeah, even when Corona arose and when Corona appeared in, I think, 2020 or 2019. In 2019, the first Corona, the kind of X-ray for the lung was built based on the AI. And at that time, lots of researchers and lots of research institutes was in charge to create a machine or create a system to predict or to detect the coronaviruses in the body of the people. And you see, for everything, for health, for engineering, for logistics, for sales, for marketing, for information technology, for everything, artificial intelligence plays a vital role.
And also, I have another podcast in Spanish. One of the first guests was a professional in artificial intelligence, and he works in artificial intelligence as offensive weapon for the companies and for the warfare, we can say.
Exactly.
You can understand better your adversary and do data prediction with data models, and that's also interesting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you, because same we are talking before, like, can you give to us one examples about maybe what is very, very disruptional or help the people artificial intelligence, or what do you believe can be very useful for the society in some example? I don't know if you can. No, for example, we can say, but yes, we can say in cybersecurity. Why do you believe can be interesting there?
Actually, cybersecurity is one of the most sensitive parts for any organization. And if you go to any organization, all of them have a security operations center or cybersecurity operations center that they are monitoring all the threats, all the communications, all the connections and network traffic. But the most important thing that we are emphasizing to use the artificial intelligence in cybersecurity is reducing the human errors and making the automation in our security operations centers, in our security infrastructure. And there is no difference. We are working in a small, medium, or enterprise organizations. Threats can destroy any business. Cyber threats can destroy any business you have. So in this case, if you make automation, if you use the artificial intelligence, going to the threat intelligence landscape is very easier for you. It's so easier for you, for the security experts to detect and monitor the threats across the company.
A few days ago, I was reading one article, and this article is talking about how the cyber delinquents, or maybe the bad hackers, we can say, or black hackers, is using artificial intelligence to go to artificial intelligence like BAR or ChatGPT and try to get information from the people from there using prompt injection. And it's learning about the other artificial intelligence, about ChatGPT, because if you are the CEO of one company, maybe you need to put something there, or maybe you are in Google, in Microsoft, and you have your email with a Google bar or with bar or whatever. This artificial intelligence have information, and it's talking about how this artificial intelligence is going to the other artificial intelligence to get information disclosure. I believe that was very, very interesting for me, the point of view of that usage. And also, how do you believe can the artificial intelligence can help to the bad guys to get information or hack the systems? Where do you believe can be the huge mistake for the society?
Actually, we have this concept exactly. As we are using artificial intelligence for cybersecurity, for health, for sales, marketing, or any businesses, on the other side, there are lots of people that use artificial intelligence for the offensive actions, hack the systems, for breach data, for using the people's personal information and hijacking the information, something like this. And in artificial intelligence, we call it AI versus AI. Okay, we have AI in our organization for defense, and the hackers use the AI for attack to the AI-powered machine we have in our organization to defend. So, actually, in artificial intelligence, we have a term called ethical and legal use of the artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, some people, if they are using AI as offensive actions, they are not matched with these regularities and legal terms that we have in AI.
And that's very interesting approach, because same as you mentioned, we can use the artificial intelligence for the good thing and also for the bad thing. And sadly, many people today is using artificial intelligence for the bad things. And I believe have people like you in the right side, we can say, trying to help the people. It's a high value for everyone, right? At least from my point of view. Then when we are saying in my point of view, that when we are thinking in how the hackers can use the artificial intelligence to get benefits, do you have some idea about some tool or something? Did you have lately, you learn about how the hackers is using artificial intelligence? I don't know if I'm explaining in the right way.
Actually, when hackers use artificial intelligence, really, it will be a different story, and it will make our process much more difficult to defend, because you need to prepare your infrastructure and your AI-powered infrastructure to defend your organization against one offensive AI. And AI is using the deep neural networks. I'm using the neural because we have also the neural in our brain, in the human brains, like neurons. Okay, so very difficult. But if I want to share with you my approach, it's better always we keep updated on artificial intelligence and cybersecurity and combine that both together to prevent this kind of issues.
Because one of the things we was discussing with my other guest is he explained to us he can use artificial intelligence to learn about your infrastructure and create a very sharp attack for you, and this attack can be escalated to over the limits of your infrastructure. For example, find a DDoS attack, for example, and know where is the best moment for do it, and the volume of the attack. For example, there's some examples of we are talking about, and also he's explained to us. Also, you can go and use this information to learn about the CEO of the company, or maybe the people is in the highest part of the company, for understand how these people is thinking, if the people like these things, and adapt the artificial intelligence to attack. And that's sick, that's the dangerous part, I believe, And one of the other questions I want to make you is like, where do you believe will be the future for artificial intelligence for the companies? Do you believe like this is the end for the regular workers, or do you believe like this is not going to happen, or some people need to be afraid? For example, for us as a pen tester, for example, I was reading an article like a few days ago explaining how the artificial intelligence is used for pen testing, and for me that's normal, but most of the people was saying this artificial intelligence never can replace the hackers, because the hackers have the ability to think outside of the box. And I was thinking that's not true, because you can teach artificial intelligence, right?
Yes, but at the end, artificial intelligence will lead the world in the near future, but it will not remove people and humans from what they are doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but because I'm sure and I believe that artificial intelligence will be a completion of the humans data.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot remove them, or for example destroy some positions or roles in organizations. And so because some people think that in the future nobody will work, only there are lots of machines with the AI programming languages and AI frameworks and structure and infrastructure to work. No, it's not like this. Humans will work and will continue their work and but who will lead the future is artificial intelligence.
But here in that point, I want to start a discussion with you, because I believe your point is very interesting, but I want to give you another approach, okay? From my point of view, the artificial intelligence convert us in superhumans, okay? We have the ability to do something we need maybe 1 hour, for example, for create exactly. But for example, I can give one example. When you are working in project management and you have 300 mails, for a project, and finally you don't know where you are, and you need to read all the emails, okay? It's something I used to do is take all the emails, I put in the artificial intelligence, and I say, okay, can you explain me that, where we are, and I make questions, okay? That means exactly. I save time. If I save time, that means I can handle more projects at the same time. That means for the company need 3 project managers, at that time only need 2, because 2 can do the work of 1. Then it's one exactly. position less.
Exactly. Because that's why if you read the articles, and absolutely I know that you read the articles about artificial intelligence, you will see that most of the concerns for time being is controlling the financial budgets of the companies.
Mm-hmm.
And they are working on artificial intelligence to control it in the near future. As you mentioned, if we are using 3 project managers for now, but in the future with AI, we will use 2 project managers.
That means one person unemployed.
Yes, but yes, it's the reality of life. Yes, I know this, but I am sure that the more positions for artificial intelligence will be created, that the people can switch their current position to the artificial intelligence. Because really, I want to say something. Artificial intelligence is not scary. Don't scare from the artificial intelligence. So,
but I want to. We will come to that point, because I believe you open a very important point, and I very, very, very appreciate your point of view of that. And I like to make you questions for the people what is thinking, and also one thing of the people of another meeting I had with my guest is like he said we don't need to be afraid of artificial intelligence because the artificial intelligence never will never will control the world, right? And I say to him, you are wrong. We are already controlled with artificial intelligence because most of the markets of the, for example, in United States, most of the market is controlled with AIs. You know, AI is who take the decision of buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And I remember I don't remember, but maybe 7 years ago, have a problem with when AI was wrong, and he said the AI sell everything, and most of the AIs sent everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. And that was a very, very gap. And you can see, I don't remember the year, but maybe we can find the news about that. But if you go to that moment, you can see the gap of the market. That means some people make a lot of money and some people lose a lot of money. Then that means we are a little bit controlled today with artificial intelligence. And
exactly.
Then sadly, we are controlled. And at that point, I want to arrive because some of the points of many people is talking today is about the regulation of AI. And what is your opinion of an expert about that?
Actually, I agree with you about that. Artificial intelligence in the near future will control us.
Mm-hmm.
Will control humans. Will control our tasks, and I believe in near future it's artificial intelligence that will say to us what we should do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the right approach because I'm not saying that the human brains is not good. The human brains is a very, very complex structure.
Depends of who.
Depends on who. But at the end, okay, I am talking about the good human. Okay, but at the end, AI is more smarter than human brains, and in the near future, we will see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, one a very interesting movie. I don't know if you watch it. Never. It's like Her. It's like one man is controlled with half a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is the artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And one of the projects I started 2 years ago when I started with ChatGPT, but I never ends because I am very bad in developing. But I was trying to create artificial intelligence to have type. We can say some like Alexa or Google or Google that for all people have conversation, you know. And that's also can help to some people, to all people for the isolation, because same we are talking like not everything can be wrong or can be bad for the artificial intelligence, right? But the thing is like, I want your opinion about what do you believe about we are having today in the European Union, we are having regulations. And do you believe we need to create regulation for the AI, or it's like not have any sense create regulations?
We should have a regulations, and I think in Europe, European Union, we have the AI regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And recently they decided to produce a regulation for AI like the GDPR that we have already. So it will help us, yes, because it should be controlled. Okay. And any AI actions, AI machines, AI powered structure or infrastructure, or in the future should be controlled, because otherwise the people like hackers will take a lead and use AI against people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we should use the artificial intelligence to help people, to help businesses, to help organizations, to help the tasks and works of any business or in any area or any government to be done easier and to be done more efficient.
But in that point, I want to give you one different point of view. I am anti-regulation. I don't like the regulation in nothing. I am very anarchic person, and I believe like the regulation is very dangerous for something. And it's like, because, you know, the people have different cultures, and that's mean different culture, different approach. And you study artificial intelligence, and I am sure you know that the example, I remember is the Tesla, where the car need to select. If you send the car, you have one car, the car lose the control, and you need to send the car against young people or old people. And more of the Asian people say you can send the car to young people because it's born like just born and like not have knowledge, and you need to save the old people because have the knowledge and have the expertise and everything. And in Europe was just the opposite. Most of the people want to send the car to kill the older people. It's like because it's the end of the life, and the young people have whole life to the future. And that means like different societies, different point of view, different societies, different. And what is the correct way, And for me, that's the dangerous thing about how you can manipulate the artificial intelligence to manipulate the society.
Actually, I agree with you. I'm saying that the regulation should be in place, but the best regulation for AI is the regulation that the people decide to do. For example, not the regulation depends or linked to governments or to some private institutions or some private organizations. The regulation should be under the supervision of a community. Because
this is very dangerous, and I tell you why. Only go to ChatGPT and ask to ChatGPT, what is a woman? Only this question. You will be crazy with the answer. And it's this, maybe you doesn't agree with that opinion. Then I believe it's very complicated, and that's why I want your expertise, because I am lucky today to have someone can give me this approach, and I believe that's a very, very deep conversation we can have it. And here we are only going to easy approach, right? And that's why I am afraid, because the governments can say what the people can think, and I believe in the future. And you can see today of the data, most of the people is not using Google; it's going to ChatGPT to us. If you want to do if you want to do the receipt or something, you don't go to Google. Before you Google it, like how you can do the receipt. But today you can go directly to Google bar and you can ask, hey, I want the receipt of paella because you are living in Barcelona, and you got it. But maybe that's not the right paella because different countries, different paellas and different approach to the paella. And that's why I am afraid of all the regulations, because also you can manipulate. Because that's, and in that point I want to cover the last point of the conversation, because I believe it's like I am taking many time of you, but it's very, very interesting conversation. And I want, if we have the possibility, we will bring you again to talk about that stuff. But I am thinking in the people, like maybe the young guys, because for us the artificial intelligence is very new. But for the guys, like maybe when you are a kid and today with 4 years old, in 10 years when you go to the college and someone tell you need to remember this, like, why I need to remember? I have ChatGPT, and
yeah, exactly.
What's gonna happen with that people? What do you think? What do you believe will be the future for the schools and this kind of educational system where it's based on remember?
Actually, the ChatGPT is a very good point to search and learn something, even better than the search engine of like search engines like Bing, like Google. You can because you can reach the information more easier and more faster than using the search engines. But in the future, it will not be replaced instead of schools, because some of the analytics is not realistic. It's not realistic.
But do you believe the schools
you cannot simulate or you cannot simulate the schools with the ChatGPT.
But the thing is, I am totally agree with you at that point. But do you believe the schools is ready for that?
I think in some parts of the world, yes. In some other parts of the world, like my country, It's need more. It's need more revolutionize for revolutionizing the AI and for helping the people to learn from AI. Okay, but in some other parts of the world, it's easier. Yes.
But I can imagine a guy of maybe a little kid of 7 years old, and you need to say to him, you need to remember the rivers of Spain because you are living in Spain. And the guy say, well, I need to remember, I have ChatGPT, you know, I don't need to remember nothing, you know. And that point is like where I am a little bit afraid because, you know, today we have many people in the schools with very frustration because it's not ready for the educational system. Don't like to remember, and if you go to say the disease of the last years in European Union, most of this is depression, and maybe that can be dangerous for the society because it can create more depression. I don't know I don't know. What do you think about it?
Actually, yeah, it will make some depression because always people expect something, expect something as a magic from the artificial intelligence, but it's not like this. Artificial intelligence will not make any magic. Okay, for example, ChatGPT is doing something by learning from the data that received from people. ChatGPT is not a live human. It's not a human to learn by itself. Okay, it is using a big data databases for learning, and the people are updating the ChatGPT.
And Filipinos.
So we can, sorry.
And Filipinos working behind, you know.
Exactly. So we should not rely on ChatGPT for everything. ChatGPT can make our life easier, okay, and can make our life processes more efficient and more easier, much more easier. But it's not all the things. We need to have our schools. We need to have our university. Maybe in the near future, all the universities and schools will use artificial intelligence infrastructure. For what? For experiencing the better education platforms, for online education, for I don't know, for better for online libraries. Okay, but not like this that we think in the near future all the universities and schools will be closed because of the artificial intelligence. No, it will not happen.
But I put one example, and we can talk about today. And today we have the technology to do that, and not something in the future. That's today. Today we can create a bot with artificial intelligence with the best voice, okay? And this bot with the best voice can call to the customers if we are talking about project, and that with the best voice can contact with the customer, have a meeting with the customer, and take the requirements of the project of the customers, can develop the back end and can develop the front end for the customer. I can send invoice. With the technology of today, you can do that.
Yeah. Of course.
And that means, and also when the project is ready, a beautiful voice gonna call to the customer, say, hey, you have your invoice. When you have time, you can send the money back. But that's something that people need to start to understand the power of AI, and that's why I want to bring you here. And it's very, very interesting for me, the point you share with us. And what do you want to say? Sorry for interrupting.
No. Just one thing. I want to tell to your audiences and to the people that are listening to this podcast, to your podcast, that actually artificial is in place now in nowadays because of helping the people in their life, helping the health services, helping the society, helping the government, helping the children, helping the future of the people. not removing them and acting as people.
And with your, I really, really enjoy this conversation with you. And with these beautiful words, I want to end that point. And I hope read the comments below if someone have questions for you or whatever, because for me it will be a super pleasure have this and still this conversation, because I really, really enjoy it, and it's something I really, really like it, and it's something that have the possibility to have someone like you with your knowledge and your expertise and knowing about cybersecurity is very interesting. And only I can say thank you very much for staying here, and I hope to see you soon, man.
Thank you so much, Albert, for this great podcast. And it was my pleasure to be with you and your lovely audiences. And if anyone, as you mentioned, have any question, he or she can comment under the podcast. Thank you.
Okay, so man. Thank you very much, Hossein. Keeping contact, man. A big hug. And when I come back to Barcelona, I'm going to send you a message.
Of course. Hope to see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.